All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our first ever Sunday NFL week one recap. I am your host, Dylan Bretto. I am here with Big Brother, the Sand Viper from Florida. Hello.
The Wise Man. Welcome, everybody. Welcome back.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Thank you for the guys who are going to be here. Thank you for the guys for coming over today. Had Big Mike, Anthony, and Roz over. Made pizza, made wings, watched football literally all day until we got to Sunday night, and that atrocious fucking game was played. They left in the second quarter. They're like, all right, we're out of here. A whole great day of football was ruined by Sunday night. So thanks, New York Giants.
Some people like apple turnovers. Some people prefer a bunch of other flavored turnovers. I prefer a nice Danny turnover.
He was terrible, as that whole Giants team is terrible, but we'll get there.
Paying him $140 million for 4 years.
Listen, we'll get there. So, we can start with Thursday Night Football. Hello, Courtney. No, I'm just running Sunday nights here. Mike might stop in, but more than likely not.
Sunday night shift.
Yeah, it's the night shift. Clock in. Let's start with Sunday or Thursday, because we haven't talked about that. The Detroit Lions beat the Kansas City Chiefs 21-20.
Yes, and what we found out is well, we already knew the Chiefs receivers were garbage, trash, basura.
It was that Bucks Chiefs Super Bowl all over again, where Mahomes was doing everything he possibly could to will that team into being in the right position for everybody to just fuck him over. Everybody to fuck him over.
The defense didn't play that bad, but Kelsey, the thing about it is you have to stop Kansas City, you got to stop Kelsey. When you ain't got to worry about Kelsey, it's a whole different problem.
I don't know if everyone's sleeping on the Lions. I think they're finally aware. The Lions weren't supposed to win that game. So that's a great tone setter for the season. But I think the America knows now that MCDC, Motor City Dan Campbell, is here to play some fucking football this year. Some smash mouth, gritty fucking football.
They're only going to get better.
Yeah, as that defense goes along, I don't think either defense was really good. I thought the person who stood out the most was obviously Aiden Hutchinson in that game, just because he had that right tackle in fits. he had that right tackle tipping plays. He had him so lined up far off the line of scrimmage where he's supposed to be. They had an illegal formation and a false start every snap.
Formation, false start twice on every play.
My favorite highlight of the night was Aiden Hutchinson doing a back-to-back spin move, spun left, spun right, and that tackle spilled over. I kept on saying to everybody I wanted to hear, I was like, put the Sonic rings on him. Put the Sonic rings on him.
Both teams didn't even give up a sack.
Unbelievable, right? But the story of this game was how all of these fucking losers in Kansas City just kept dropping the ball. Kadarius Toney had 3 or 4 drops by himself. Not counting Sky Moore, who was put in some bad situations, just not catching the ball. Jerick McKinnon had a nasty drop.
The one white boy who barely gets in there.
Which one? There was 4 of them that played. I was like, there's all these Kelsey clones.
The other one was a wide receiver. I forgot it. I always forget his name.
Blake Bell?
83. No, that's the tight end.
83, Noah Gray is tight end. You're looking at Blake Bell.
Oh, 84, whatever. No, he's a white. They use him a lot.
84, Justin Watson.
Yes.
Marquez Valdez-Scantling led the team in receiving, 2 catches, 48 yards, and then he just didn't seem like he got targeted again. What I don't understand is why Justin Ross didn't play more. I know he's got the bad back, but I don't really understand why he didn't really play.
He's trying to work him in. He's still trying to learn the offense.
because the couple of times he was on the field, it looked like he was making a difference, and then he had a good catch. But Kadarius Toney,
But
there's a
they
place
really
you
should
can
have
go.
relied more on Pacheco.
Pacheco, shut the fuck down.
Well, he was barely in the game. Pacheco and McKinnon and them. Knowing you ain't got Kelsey, you got to take some heat off.
So no Kelsey, and then no Chris Jones either up on the middle. That would have made a bit of a difference as far as getting some pressure in there. But
that Detroit offensive line just imposed their will at the end of the game.
It was a fun game. It was a nice little football's back moment right off the rip where it's like, oh hey, upset.
Yeah,
all the road teams won today, in week 1. Every road team won week 1. So let's get going. Actually, yeah. No, the Bengals didn't win week 1. Bengals didn't win. They were the road team, but the majority of them won. Speaking of that, let's go right into Bengals Browns.
Let's not call everybody elves. These were bad elves.
Listen, it was a very tough look.
They're already motivated. You just gave them more motivation.
It was a very tough look for the Bengals today. That offensive line was as bad as I think I've ever seen it.
They look like they didn't play
today. They were lost.
The weather's bad. I don't really want to be here. Cleveland was motivated. Deshaun Watson looked good in this game.
He was all right. I don't think he was great, but he was all right. He was 16 for 29, 154, a touchdown and an interception. There was a few throws this game where I was like, what the fuck is Deshaun doing? But like it looks like he's still trying to figure it out with the offense. But receiving wise, like neither team receiving wise was great. The Bengals were horrid. Joe Burrow, 14 for 31, 82 yards. Jamar Chase, 5 for 39. Mixon, 3 for 17. T. Higgins, no catches at all. It was a rough day.
Yeah, they also got to remember they were dealing with that weather too. But
Chubb had himself a day.
No gloves.
No gloves, just the fingertips. Had himself a fucking day. Elijah Moore led the way for the receiver for the Browns, 3 for 43. Chubb, 18 carries, 106. I was looking at your fantasy matchup today with Mike. Not great.
Yeah. The stupid Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase stack is not helping out. Not much.
Not great. And you didn't really get much production out of anyone today. Yeah, you're losing 135 to 76. Your best production came from Travis Etienne.
Oh, yeah, because he had that long run at the end.
Mm-hmm. After he had a not great game for the most part. But that game was a hard one to watch. We were watching at the beginning, then we just went to Red Zone. And Red Zone was entertaining as hell today. There's a lot of points being scored.
He's been waiting for this day.
7 hours of commercial-free football hits like fucking crack. It's like fucking crack. Texans Ravens. J.K. Dobbins, I feel for you. Because I am recovering from your same injury. You may not ever be back. You may learn how to make some pizzas and some chicken wings, get some great recipes for you because you'll be out for a while.
Not really much to go over. They played Houston.
Houston sucks.
Held on to the ball a lot as rookies and was learning. He just took a lot of sacks today.
He took a lot of sacks, and there was a couple plays where he was trying to extend it, where he broke a few tackles, kept running backwards, and was just trying to extend it. I'm like, you can't do that in the NFL, man. In college, you get away with running around all that shit there. That's not going to work here. Especially that Ravens defense was flying.
Plus, he's also used to throwing to Marvin Harrison Jr., JSN. He don't have that used to.
He
play today, so all he got is Nico Collins.
That Baltimore defense was flying everywhere. They were having a hard time with Baltimore because they were just applying the pressure. They're like, oh, rookie head coach, young team, rookie quarterback, no receivers, send them. Send them.
The Wink Martindale special.
As we move on, fucking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We said this during the Thursday show.
This is bad.
That Vikings defense is fucking horrible.
It only got worse. We said that during the previous show. It's like the Vikings, guess what? And it only gets worse for them.
And it's not like Baker had a fantastic game either. He was 21 for 34 for 173 and 2 touchdowns, right? The run game didn't really get established. Rashad White, 17 carries, 39 yards. But then you go like, oh, here's Mike Evans, 6 receptions, 66 yards and a touchdown. Chris Godwin, 551. And then Rashawn White, Kate Otten, Devin Tompkins, Sean Tucker, Trey Palmer, like all these guys.
Well, all that freaking thing, but they weren't putting any points on the board.
And let me tell you what. This Vikings defense missed Dalvin Cook. Or the Vikings offense missed Dalvin Cook a lot. When every time we got a chance to watch this game and they're handing it off to Madison, Madison was getting shot right at the line of scrimmage. And I'm like, man, it's almost like they had a fucking guy on their team that they just got rid of for nothing.
For nothing. They already paid him. Like, you already paid him.
It's not like it was very desperate, but then it's like you take a look at the score, and I have Kirk Cousins in one of my other leagues, and I'm like, Kirk Cousins threw for 344 yards.
Yeah, JJ had 9, like 150.
900, yeah, literally on the money, 9 for 150. No, but in Jordan Addison, 4 for 61.
He got that touchdown.
That pace, this defense sucks. This defense is so bad.
Too is just. They're not cashing in, and they're not getting in the red zone. They're not cashing in, and guess what? They're now. Last year they were 11-0 in one-score games. This year they're 0-1.
This is why we, like me particularly. This is why I picked the Vikings being last place. This is why I picked the Vikings to be last place in the NFC North, because their defense is horrible and one-score games, caca.
And this is why we say. The teams you play matter,
because it's not just like another game we'll get to the Commanders Cardinals game. We'll get to that in a minute after we hit another NFC South game. But it matters. You can't just go to like, oh well, we're undefeated. No, well, you beat up on bad teams, right?
Yeah, I could be undefeated if I play the Cardinals, the Commanders, Houston, and Indy 4 weeks in a row, and I'm 4-0. They just won. They're on 4-0. Yeah. All those teams suck.
All right, let's hit Carolina at Atlanta. Atlanta Falcons 24, Carolina Panthers 10.
Arthur Smith refusing to use guys he's drafted in the first round.
We were watching this game, and I have Drake London on my team. Roz has Bijan Robinson on his team, and then he has Kyle Pitts on another team. We get to fucking the red zone 3 times. Drake London, I don't think had any targets today.
No, he didn't even have a catch.
He didn't have a catch. I don't think he had targets. So going forward, Drake London's gonna be riding my bench for Raheem Mostert or Jackson Smith and Jigba going forward. I'm never playing another Falcon on my team ever, right? And he goes down on 3 state red zone appearances. No throwing attempts to Drake London. No throwing attempts to Kyle Pitts. And Bijan Robinson is nowhere to be found at the end of this game. It was Tyler Algier.
Bijan got his 1 touchdown, an amazing touchdown.
Great touchdown.
Kyle Pitts had a nice catch, too, in like double coverage.
And every time he goes down there, I'm like, this is a fireable offense. Arthur Smith needs to be fired right now.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah, and Bryce Young figuring out the NFL can't be St. Alabama no more.
Absolutely not Alabama anymore because, man, he does not have the talent around him.
Off.
Yeah, Drake London had no targets.
Miles Sanders coughing up the ball.
That Panthers team, there's so much talent on this Panthers team. And it's just, this Falcons defense isn't even good. Right? So he's going to have a rough go of it.
Well, he's going to find out. We got to see what happens in the next coming weeks. See if he grows. Learning curve. growing pains.
He's a smart dude. I hope he figures it out. Let's get to this Commanders Cardinals game. This game, like Anthony was here and he was like, "Oh, this is my first place Commanders." The whole time the Commanders are fucking losing, right? Like, "Oh, this is my second in the division Commanders team." I was like, "You picked this team to be second in the division?" He was like, "Yeah, well, they won." I'm like, "They almost lost to the Cardinals." He goes, "Well, they still won." I was like, it matters who you play. Like, if you think they're going to be the second best team in the division, and they could barely beat one of the worst teams in football with Joshua Dobbs at quarterback.
Who just got there? Who's only there? Like, he's only been there for 2 weeks.
He's like, "Oh, I told you Sam Howell's nice." I'm like, I like Sam Howell, right? I think he's all right. He sucks. Sam Howell isn't good. He's just a placeholder until they figure something out. Right?
When they figure out they need to draft in the top 10.
Yeah, when they need to stop trying to win football games because they keep winning football games.
We're going to have a whole new coaching staff next year. Remember, new owner.
Oh, yeah.
It's not I didn't hire this guy. Bye. They can't take anything with a grain of salt. They played the Cardinals, who's in a disarray. They are trying to lose. They are selling everybody.
That game was such a shit show. And then what? They almost fought 4 minutes into the game.
Huh?
They fought 5 minutes into the fucking first quarter because Sam Howell somebody on the Cardinals decided they were going to spear Sam Howell out of bounds.
Oh my god!
Meanwhile, hold on. They fight for that, and then let's go. I'm going to skip ahead to the Giants game really quick. 5 minutes into the Giants game, Daniel Jones slides, gets killed. Nobody's there to fight anyone. Nobody's there to fight anybody. The whole team was fighting for Sam fucking Howell. Yet Daniel Jones goes in there, slides, gets killed, and there's just a guy just trying to pick him up. Nobody's fighting anyone.
They know he's getting the money.
Like, if I'm Dable, I'm freaking out more, not even because of the late hit, freaking out because nobody was trying to protect their quarterback. Nobody's trying to have the back. Be like, "Hey, don't fucking hit that guy." Like, what are you doing? But let's keep it back on track. Jaguars at Colts. Jaguars 31, Colts 21. Trevor Lawrence is fucking awesome. Trevor Lawrence is awesome.
Quarterback in that division.
He's
far
all day.
Far and away.
When we were watching all these quarterbacks that Mike said were better than Trevor Lawrence, which, by the way, he had a bad day with all the quarterbacks he said were better than Trevor Lawrence.
Remember when I said, "Yeah, you guys count him. I'm not counting him."
Yeah, it was a bad day for those guys. We'll hit that list in a little bit, but Trevor Lawrence, 24 for 32, 241 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Calvin Ridley balled in the first half. He didn't really do anything in the second half, but Calvin Ridley balled.
Yeah, because then he started throwing these dots to fucking Zay Jones.
That Zay Jones touchdown was ridiculous. That was the only place that ball could have been caught was by Zay Jones outreaching his arms. Like, that was an unbelievable throw, unbelievable catch. That dot he threw to Calvin Ridley between the two Colts defenders, fantastic. And the whole time I'm looking at Mike and I'm just like, "You need to see more of this?" He said, "You need to see more of this?"
Oh, and remember, they did the design run, and he runs. He can run.
Mm-hmm. He's good. Trevor Lawrence is fucking good. He's one of the 10 best quarterbacks of football. Like, it's ridiculous.
Not often you win a national title as a true freshman.
Trevor Lawrence is just a winner. He just wins football games. Just knows how to do it.
Or have a coach that knows what he's doing.
He's only lost 2 games on Saturday ever in his career. If that.
3. That Chiefs game was on a Saturday.
Yep. Like that. This Jaguars team is gonna be so fun.
That Agnew coughed up and screwed him out of winning.
Which I'm still surprised he's on this fucking team. Tank Bigsby, touchdown on a nice run.
Yeah, the little zone read.
Mm-hmm. I thought that was good because it faked me out. I thought Trevor was gone. I'm like, "Oh, it's Bigsby."
And They're keeping Bigsby for the power back, and then Anthony Richardson learning curve.
Josh Allen 3 sacks. And then hit Anthony Richardson 24 for 37, 223 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. Led the team in rushings.
He's got to learn touch. Yeah, amazing. He needs touch on his throws. That interception was bad at the end of the game.
Every time he threw the ball, I'm just sitting there. I'm like, he's really just throwing fastballs.
He just throws fastballs.
It's all zip, no touch, no leading. You can't lead with that. It's just it has to be accurate every single time. And you
know who would have helped Anthony Richardson?
Jonathan Taylor.
Because
instead he had all these running backs just being dog shit, fumbling, giving the ball away. I'm just like,
and guess what? He got hit too. Richardson got cold cocked in the fucking game. Like, yeah. I know you want to run with him too, but you don't want him to get destroyed.
Yeah, and like at the end of the game, he got hurt. And he had to put Gardner Minshew in. Like I had to go take the pizza out, and I come back. I'm like, why is Gardner Minshew in the game? And then like Anthony Richardson just got hurt. I'm like, well, why did you guys say anything? Trevor Lawrence had good words for Anthony Richardson after, pretty much saying that you're good, but you need to protect your body. If you want to last in the NFL, you got to protect your body. That's your number one asset. Being 6'4", 240 is great and all, but you're a fucking quarterback, man. If you want, you could call Cam Newton and ask how he's holding up. He's going to tell you he's great, but we all know what's up.
Can't throw the ball.
49ers Steelers. The Steelers suck.
Steelers were so bad this game.
They were so bad. I don't know whether this is the Steelers being bad or the Niners just being that much better.
Defense makes any quarterback look silly.
That defense was ridiculous.
What quarterback looks good against San Francisco's defense?
Meanwhile, I have to hear the whole time Anthony, Brock Purdy's so good. Da-da. Whatever, man. Whatever. I don't care. I have Brandon Ayuk in fantasy.
If motherfuckers aren't going to cover motherfuckers, he's going to be throw right
wide open. Every throw was wide open, and he's like, he's 5 for 5. I'm like, yeah, the wide receiver's wide open. You better be 5 for 5.
You have a fucking long ass McCaffrey run.
McCaffrey 22 carries, 152 yards, a touchdown, and every time he did something, they're like, "Oh, you're going to get rid of McCaffrey?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm going to get rid of McCaffrey. He makes too much money."
Yeah, they have to. They have to. Like I said. What all the running backs past 3 years for San Francisco?
I did one better. I said, name me running backs outside of Frank Gore. Name me running backs outside of Frank Gore that have played in San Francisco. It doesn't matter for them because they would do this regardless.
They did it with Jeff Wilson. They did it with Mostert.
Elijah Mitchell. Matt Breida, Tevin Coleman. I almost said Tevin Campbell. Shout out to Powerline.
Kyle Shanahan's system is always good for any running back. He learned it from his dad when his dad was going everywhere. New running back, 1,000 yards. New running back, 1,000 yards.
Brandon Ayuk, 8 catches, 129 yards, 2 touchdowns. Deebo Samuel, 5 for 55. Kittle, listen, all of these fucking tight ends suck. George Kittle got 6 fantasy points today. I think I don't remember who the highest was today for fantasy, but it was like 11 points.
Yeah, because he got a touchdown.
And it's literally, if you don't have the best tight end, you have no tight end. Literally,
if you can't get Kelsey, I'm like, I won't draft a tight end until later.
Like, I don't understand. Like, I got lucky because I went and with Kelsey getting hurt, I said, fuck it, I'm going to pick up Greg Dulcich in Denver. And I was like, you know what? Russ probably still sucks. I'm going to cut him. I'm just going to go do the Noah Gray thing. I'm just going to go get him. Noah Gray got me 6 points. I outscored 90% of tight ends this week without Travis Kelsey. Good thing I get Travis Kelsey back next week.
Don't get one fucking target.
None. We're going to get to that game. I have shit to talk about that game. Because I had to watch that with the Raider fan here, just refusing to acknowledge that Patrick Surtain put fucking Devontae Adams in a straitjacket today.
Oh, he did. When he was on him,
the only time Adams got the ball is when 2 wasn't on him.
when Patrick Surtain wasn't on him.
Whoever that second corner is in Denver, he needs to get cut or needs to do something because they're like, oh, where's 27? We're gonna put everybody on 27.
And then they caught him in his zone. When they were in his zone, every time he was in the middle. But when they were locked up man on man, Surtain locked his ass down.
Surtain killed him. He was eating him alive. It was awesome to watch. He was like, oh yeah, we all know this matchup. I was like, I don't know if you want that. I was like, you don't have a good quarterback. Like Jimmy, we'll get there. We'll get there. Because we have another bad quarterback I want to talk about. And it's Mike's Tennessee Titans. And Mike and Anthony are sitting on this fucking couch, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, man, Tannehill's like not the best, but he's not this bad. I'm sitting, I'm like, no, he's this bad. No. And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, I have like 5-6 years of Tannehill tape that show me that he's been this bad.
Have you ever seen him play in Miami?
I was like, that's what I'm saying. I watched his career in Miami every year. He was terrible.
I watched him at Texas A&M.
He was fucking bad. Tannehill was 16 for 34, 198 yards, 3 interceptions.
Team.
When they decided to stop running the football, game was over.
Yeah, he's like, the stats say he's a top 10 quarterback. When I say they're inflated stats because he needs a running game to get those stats. If you force him to play quarterback, he's going to fail. Without Derrick Henry, he cannot freaking lead the team just as being a quarterback.
Like he did. And this is a solid Saints defense. I don't think it's a great defense. I think it's a really good defense.
But the secondary is trash, as we said, when Derek Carr picked them apart.
Olave had a day. There came a point where Tannehill was just trying to force it to DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah. I like how he throws the interception. He's like,
no shit. You got Marshawn Lattimore and Marcus May right there. Why do you think it's a good throw? And he underthrew it. How you
gonna throw? You try to throw a back shoulder and it's nowhere near his back shoulder. You throw a front shoulder. Who throws a front shoulder?
Tannehill had he was so shitty. But then let's go Derek Carr, 23 for 33, 305, touchdown and interception. 18 Ks for Jamal Williams, 45 yards. Chris Olave, 8 for 112. Rashid Shaheed, 5 for 89. Michael Thomas, 5 for 61. He may have had 5 for 61, but I didn't think I saw Michael Thomas do anything today.
No, he was possession receiver in the first down.
I was sitting there. I was like, remember when Michael Thomas was like considered one of the best receivers in football?
Yeah, and then he had that injury and he missed like 2 years.
2 years, and then even at that time, the internet kept calling him Slant Boy.
Doesn't matter. Olave is the man there now.
Olave is the guy. And shout out to Derek Carr. Derek Carr may have had a good game. He's not a top 10 quarterback, and he's not better than fucking Trevor Lawrence, Mike. Sorry. Right. Raiders Broncos. Russ didn't play bad today.
Russ did okay. Their last points they scored where they kicked the field goal where they could have scored and won the game. If all Russ had to do was stay in the pocket, and he had a receiver open, but he left the pocket. I'm like, why are you leaving the pocket? And that forced the incompletion to force him to kick the field goal. If he stays in the pocket, he has a receiver wide open. But for some reason, he broke the pocket for no reason.
And then there was the tight end who caught the ball, I think, on one of the last possessions. Instead of kept running diagonally, he decided to just stop 3 yards short of the first down. I was like, what are we doing here, man? What are we doing? Russ finally, looked good as a Bronco. And,
starting off the game with an onside kick.
Unbelievable.
He's telling you he's back. He's back in the league.
Unbelievable. We sit there and everyone's like, oh, we did an outside kick. The whole time I had to listen to Anthony. He's like, oh, porn star Jimmy. Jimmy didn't do anything. That interception that Jimmy Garoppolo threw was bad. It was bad. I was like, if the Broncos are smart here, they just have to take away the first read because Jimmy stares down the first read the second every ball is snapped. Stares it down, and then he kind of panics.
He always throws like 3 or 4 bad passes that are just awful.
If you're able to take away that first read, he doesn't know, he can't read the rest of the defense. He has to wait for something to develop with him, like kind of just like skirting around.
He also is processing. I need Josh Jacobs to get going in order for me to.
Josh Jacobs also didn't have a good game today.
I can go play action, hit my first read.
It was Jacoby Myers was killing homeboy. 27 was getting absolutely killed by Jacoby Myers until Jacoby Myers got killed.
Yeah. You could have paid Jacoby Myers and say he took the same contract.
And they went and got Juju instead.
You went and got Juju instead, and you paid him the same thing you could have paid Jacoby. And they got rid of Jacoby because of that stupid lateral. It wasn't his fault. It was your fucking running back who lateraled to his ass first.
I mean, he shouldn't have lateraled it. Like, why would you do that?
Right. Yeah, it's like, oh, what the fuck? Die, Mac Jones.
Yeah, Jacoby Myers 9 for 81, 2 touchdowns. Devontae Adams 6 for 66, which is really good. Most of those, like, I think all 6 of these catches came not on Surtain.
They weren't. That touchdown.
Surtain, the only mistake Surtain had was the pass interference on Adams in the red zone, but that was kind of really it. And he was still locked up, strap him in, fucking put him in the car seat. He wasn't getting shit, which is much better than the last 2 times they played where Devontae Adams had over like 120 yards receiving in the last 2 games they played. But listen, Surtain's a good one, man. Surtain is a good one. Fuck the Raiders. Fuck Anthony. You're going to Buffalo. Get smacked by Buffalo next week. Fuck you. Smacked.
That's probably your one of 6 or 7 wins you're going to have this year.
Eagles Patriots on Tom Brady night. Fuck the Patriots. Fuck the Eagles. Hold on. Time out. Fuck the Eagles. All they had to do was just keep playing how they played in the first quarter. All game. Yet, here they are. Their defense just broke. They didn't get a single sack. They barely got pressure on Mac Jones. They're sitting there. Like, whatever Bill does on the defense side of the ball, sometimes it's just fucking astonishing. And Jalen Hurts started to look like the quarterback that we've said he is.
Jalen Hurts shook today. Bill, if they would have won that game if it wasn't for that pick 6.
Yeah.
That pick 6 was the difference because they could not move the ball. Bill, and that's like that's Jalen Hurts' first time playing Bill. If I'm correct.
Because this is year 4?
Yeah, this is year 4.
Yeah, this is year 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bill does that to the first time playing him.
Yeah. Plus, Bill Belichick had a whole offseason to prepare for this game.
Jalen Hurts 22 for 33, 170 and a touchdown. He was bad. Like he may have only missed 11 throws, but he was not good today. He was very shook. That fucking fumble that he had where he just got speared and the ball just coming out. I was like, what the fuck is he doing?
He had one earlier that it wasn't a fumble. He almost fumbled it, and he got it. Here's the thing. The Eagles, they like to call 50 screens a game. Oh, look, his completion percentage jump up. Yeah, they call like 20 screens. Of course, it's going to look good. Bill had them prepared for all that shit.
Christian Gonzalez looked really good.
Yeah.
He looked really good today. That Patriots defense looks good, but that's the top 10 defense in football. It always will be. Bill knows how to find these guys and make them work. That offense, however, why are they not running the fucking football?
That last sequence they had where before the booty play, they called, I'm like, what the fuck is Bill O'Brien running here? That play before the last play. I'm like, what are you doing?
I was looking at the stats around the third quarter, end of the third quarter, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, Mac Jones has thrown the ball 41 times. Let me go see how many times they ran. Oh, they ran the ball 8 times with Ramondre Stevenson. I'm just like, this is the great Bill O'Brien. This is the guy. Like, why is fucking McCorkle throwing the ball 54 times?
Yeah, that's going to happen. And when you get 3rd and 1, put 3rd and 1, 3rd and goal on the 1 yard line. Put Zeke in to get he gets the 1 yard.
Zeke, that fumble by Zeke.
He caught it and then he was inside. Boom. He didn't switch hands.
There was a few plays where it's like, and that Hunter Henry catch
was
where he. Listen, the Patriots are for a rough time. They're in for a rough time. I don't know what the fuck is up with that Eagles defense, but they couldn't do shit.
They got worse.
They look like they got worse. They look like they got young.
Margrave, they lost C.J. Gardner-Johnson. The corners, they still got the same corners that were getting toasted last year.
Slay did his job. Bradbury was getting cooked.
Yeah, but Slay was getting cooked last year too. It's just they played. So they had a weaker schedule last year.
Mm-hmm.
So he looked good. Then when he played the good teams, he was getting cooked.
I'm sitting here, we're watching this, and we're like, how does everybody, whenever the Patriots come around, just like the boogeyman gets them? Like, Tom Brady doesn't play for this team anymore. Why do we still act like this team is unbelievable? The best, you know who played the Patriots the best last year defensively? It's us. Us. The only problem is we couldn't score a touchdown. We couldn't score points. We held that defense twice to under 10, or that team to twice. One under 10 offense. They scored 3 points on offense possession, then punt return, and then the other one was a defensive touchdown. And yeah, it was under 14, and we just couldn't fucking score points. I just don't get it.
They kind of like, oh, we're gonna respect Bill Belichick here, blah blah blah.
They act like this dude is like Tom Brady plays for this team still. It's annoying.
And they could have.
Nothing makes me happier.
6 was the difference.
Nothing makes me happier than Tom Brady losing on Tom Brady, or the Patriots losing on Tom Brady Day. Nothing makes me happier. Fuck Tom Brady.
McCorkle in the beginning of the game, I'm like, oh my god, is he really gonna take a shit on Tom Brady?
I was sitting there, I was like, man, I hope when Tom Brady walks out there at halftime, because it's raining thunderstorms all up here this lovely Sunday.
Yeah, that upper East Coast got that one storm going.
I'm sitting there, I'm like, man, I hope when he walks out on the fucking field, he raises up his fist to greet the crowd, and he's got all his Super Bowl rings on it. Lightning fucking strikes him down the second he fucking hits the field, turns into a fucking chicken wing live in front of everybody. I'm just like, yes! Fuck the Patriots. Rams, Seahawks. Listen, this Rams team shouldn't have done any of this.
Oh, they couldn't protect Geno. Geno was getting his ass. Geno was going to be in the ice bath after the game. He was getting hit.
The video of Geno yelling when Aaron Donald was getting to him. What the hell?
Oh my god! he was getting hit all day. They were.
Geno 16 for 26, 112 yards and a touchdown. Kenneth Walker 12 for 64. DK Metcalf 3 for 47 and a touchdown.
Had a nasty route for that touchdown too.
He fucking
he broke that
mink.
ankle. He broke that dude's ankles.
Mink. Got his ass.
Nakua. What was his name? Nakua. Oh my god.
It was number 1. Whoever number 1 is on that defense.
Stafford fell in love with Nakua today. He's just every time he goes ball, like, who is this guy? I'm like, everybody's going to be, every fantasy league is going to be trying to get aside Nakua.
It's going to be Nakua and Tutu Atwell because both those guys hit over 119. They hit 119 on the spot each. Tutu was 6 for 119. Nakua was 10 for 119. Matt Stafford, 24 for 38, 334 yards. No touchdowns, though. But that was Kyron Williams and Cam Akers for the 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, but Cam Akers got shut the fuck down. I don't know. He was like 22 attempts. He had like 29 yards on 22 attempts.
Yeah, 22 for 29, 1.3 yards per carry.
They were just moving it. This Gino couldn't get protected today.
Gino had a bad time, and I was like, "This is the Rams team I have like winning no games." So, if Matt Stafford's gonna play like that all season,
well, they play the 49ers next week, so we'll see.
Yeah, if he could play like that, they're gonna be fine. But that defense is gonna get picked apart against them. I don't. Maybe not. Maybe I'm gonna be fucking wrong, and like we'll see something there. But
well, Aaron Donald. You can't block Aaron Donald. Aaron Donald, all you need is Aaron Donald to create pressure. Gino got hit today. It was
Aaron Donald's just going to be spending most of his time choking the offensive lineman to get where he needs to. Let's move to game of the week. Miami Dolphins versus Los Angeles Chargers. Easily game of the week. Easily 2 of the worst defenses I've ever seen. Nobody can stop anybody. But shout out to Vic Fangio, because he didn't blitz like all game. He held everything back until that last possession of this game and blitzed every single down.
Yeah, because the Chargers got weapons on weapons on weapons. I'm like, oh, it's for the 8. He runs sticks. He's gonna call sticks. Blitz the rest. We're gonna stop at the sticks.
Tua Tagovailoa, 28 for 45, 466, 3 touchdowns, and an interception for Miami's tribal chief. Justin Herbert, 23 for 33, 228, and a touchdown.
Who's the defense coordinator for the Chargers when you're gonna you're like, I'm not gonna give Tyreek Hill a safety over the top, and J.C. Jackson is just gonna get murdered.
Tyreek Hill, if you take a look at the air yards for most of this fucking guy's catches, they were all slants. Like there's a couple like digs that he got and a crosser or so, but most of his stuff was just like slant ring. Gone. Tyreek Hill, 11 receptions, 215, 2 touchdowns.
The first touchdown, he's gone. And I'm like, Derwin James, why are we not putting a safety over Tyreek Hill? Don't you know that's how you gotta play?
I don't understand. So the Chargers defense coordinator has I have beef with him because one
could cover 1-on-1 down the field, a straight line.
Because one, like Jalen Waddle 4 for 78, Tyreek 11 for 215. Like, what are we doing here? This Dolphins offensive line sucks. Where is the pressure?
Yeah, both.
No Armstead. Austin Jackson is not good.
Khalil Mack, where are you guys?
They did nothing. I don't understand it. What, they also had no sacks.
Tua also wants to get the ball out of his hands quick.
So that's what I'm trying to understand, where it's like, okay, you let these wide receivers out on short routes. You let them beat you on short routes all fucking day. And then you're also not getting pressure. So what are you going to do?
Miami is the most fun offense in the NFL. That's why I picked them to win the division. Because no matter what, they're always going to be in the game. The two guys are the fear of God, because they can take any 2-yard, any route and take it to the house. Any route. 2 yards, gone. They're just going to run straight, gone. Down the middle, gone. You miss a tackle, peace. He's throwing up the deuce. But that was just Tyreek Hill game. Wait till you get the game where Jalen Waddle has the same number as Tyreek had today.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm looking forward to, because I have Waddle in one of my other leagues for that. I'm glad he got 78 yards today, but I would love to have participated in that Tyreek Hill 211.
Kings, you want to see this lineup on DraftKings I had today?
Yeah.
Oh, this lineup. Come on, where are you at? Get. I had Tua, Aaron Jones, Tyreek Hill, Romeo Dobbs, put money in my pocket today.
Speaking of Romeo Dobbs, let's go to the Packers. Chicago Bears 38-20. Looks like ownership of the Chicago Bears has been signed over from Aaron Rodgers to Jordan Love.
The Bears have a new daddy in town. It's great. It started with great Grandpa Brett. Grandpa Aaron. Now the new daddy is Jordan Love. Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo? And
this whole greatness by osmosis thing seems to be a thing.
They're behind the ledger for a couple of years.
We see it with Brett.
You might be good.
Like, it gives me hope. It gives me hope.
Aaron Jones was whooping him so bad his hamstring was going out on him, and he's freaking still running down the field.
As a man who has Aaron Jones on his fantasy league, it was great. It was a great time. I may not have Tyreek Hill, but I've had to have had two of the higher performing players in fucking Brandon Ayuk and Aaron Jones today. Because, man, that was wonderful. Jordan Love, 15 for 27, 245, 3 touchdowns. Justin Fields, 24 for 37, 216, a touchdown and interception.
No freaking protection.
He was also scared to make throws. That's the one thing I will point out, and I'll give Roz a lot of credit for that too. We were watching. He was like, Justin, throw the ball. He's like, why aren't you throwing the ball, Justin? And he just, when he had the time, he couldn't do it. And then he lost the time, and he had the pocket collapsed. What's his face? I think Kyle Brandt on Twitter from Good Morning Football tweeted out that there is a player on Chicago's offense who is just sleepwalking out there and is just not doing anything. I'm not going to say the name. I'm just going to point it out and let you guys do it. And that man's Chase Claypool. Chase Claypool was furious and just decided, I hate this place. Because Fields, I almost feel like this was a must-win game for Chicago because you finally get the monkey off your back. The bully graduates, and he's not in school anymore. So you're like, we improved. We got a young guy at quarterback.
And the bully's brother comes.
And then the bully's brother comes. He's a little bit younger, but he still just came and he's just as big, and he just beat me up. And
Daddy is in town.
He's like, oh, yeah, my brother told me about you. Bam, he told me to give you this. Boom, punched him in the face.
Plus, Packers defense was, they're
looking real good.
They got Quay Walker, freaking.
It was interesting to see LaFleur actually call his offense.
Kenny Clark's on the freaking team.
It was interesting to watch LaFleur call his offense the way he wants to call it because Rodgers hated all the motion. Rodgers hated every play call always when he's in Green Bay. So it was interesting to watch him work. It was interesting to watch him use Aaron Jones the way he was using Aaron Jones, which I will never be mad at. But Jordan Love was awesome. Jordan Love was absolutely awesome today. Justin Fields was not. Justin Fields was not awesome. He was pretty bad. They traded the first overall pick in the draft for DJ Moore. DJ Moore was targeted twice.
Yeah, I'm like, you gotta get DJ Moore involved in the offense. It's like, I don't understand these coordinators. You can design plays to get the guy open. There's routes you can run that are freaking routes to get a guy open, another guy open. Clear out routes.
There's all types of rubs and all that stuff you can run to get these guys open. Like 2 for 25 for a guy you traded the number 1 overall pick in the draft for.
You got to make the effort.
This floor, you need to figure that out. Because if it's just going to be Darnell Mooney, then it's like, why'd you go get DJ Moore? You did the Darnell Mooney thing last year.
And then they traded for Claypool last year.
No sacks. No interceptions.
Yeah, because we also
Just
got
L.
Jordan Love. He's got Bakhtiari. He's got what's his name? He's got guys on that offensive line too.
Yeah, they're a little bit older. I know the other the right tackle was hurt for a while a couple years ago, and he's coming back.
Their right guard. Can't remember his name. Veteran.
Aaron Jones 2 for 86 and a receiving touchdowns, 9 for 41 and a rushing touchdown.
Defense is good, so I want to see what happens when I'm very interested to see them when their next game. Who they play next? Who do they play next?
Let's see. I got it up right here. AJ Dillon was horrible today, by the way.
Because Aaron Jones.
They play the Bucks.
Oh, we should be.
AJ Dillon was 13 for 19 yards. He was bad. He was not very good today.
Yeah. That's why they haven't offered him a contract extension.
So why they're trying to trade for Jonathan Taylor? All right.
See where they go next.
Let's hit with America's Game of the Week. Dallas Cowboys versus the New York Football Giants.
And we're on here early because that game was over in the first quarter.
I almost feel bad for every Giant fan that tried to tell me that the Giants were going to be better than the Jets this year. Because after watching what the Cowboys did to this Giant team, I don't know who the fuck you think you're going to get when you play the Jets. Because the Jets can apply equally as much pressure and cover the same way. Like, I don't understand what you think you're going to get.
Yeah, you got two rookie corners. It didn't really matter, but they were getting penalties on those rookie corners.
Every time. That was insane. And Mike roots for two teams. Mike likes to claim two teams. One is the Tennessee Titans. The other was the New York Giants. And I'm sitting there, and I'm like, starting two rookie corners is a bad thing. He's like, what do you mean? I was like, not every rookie corner is going to be great, right? We've been spoiled the last 3 years. We've been spoiled the last 3 years with great corners.
Corners come into their own towards the middle and the end of the season, not the beginning. The beginning is the worst.
Because what? PS2, J.C. Horn, Caleb Fraley sucks. But like those two first rounders, awesome. Derek Stingley Jr., really good. Sauce Gardner, really good. Christian Gonzalez looked like he was really good today. Like, you could afford to do that when you got a veteran on the other side of them or vets in your secondary. Xavier McKinney's not really a vet. He's 3-4 years in.
Here.
He was drafted the Burrow year, correct? So he's 4 years in.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, because that's the Mekhi Becton year. Oh, don't get me started. But Xavier McKinney, like, what the fuck are we doing? Like, he's good. McKinney's good. Let me not do that. McKinney's a solid safety, but you can't just start back-to-back rookie safeties in the NFL, especially against the Dallas Cowboys.
Rookie corners, and then, well, Dayball kind of panicked there when they were only down 9-0. Like, they couldn't stop their run in the first drive.
They couldn't stop Saquon on the run, and then they couldn't stop fucking Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
But and the way I was explaining it, because I called Chris because he called me and he was like, "Oh, can you believe people are saying the Giants can win 6 games?" I called him. I was like, "This is exactly why people said they were going to win 6 games, maybe." But he was like, "Daniel Jones was doing awesome in the first quarter." I was like, "No, he wasn't." He was like, "Why not?" I was like, "Because he ran out of necessity, not because of the play design. Yeah. You took away his first read and he had to run because the pressure was there." Like, Micah Parsons was wreaking havoc. Everywhere. Like, what, you guys? I think you guys had 7 sacks.
Well, when I stopped watching, it was 7 sacks.
It was unbelievable. So what? Armstrong had 2 sacks. Osa had 2 sacks. Micah Parsons had a sack. That's 5. Chauncey Golston had a sack. That's 6. DeMarcus Lawrence had a sack. That's 7. 7 sacks. That's not even counting pressures as a whole. The Giants' offensive line outside of Andrew Thomas is horrible.
9 runs where he got blew up in the back. That don't count as a fucking. That doesn't count as sacks.
Was it fucking Dable called a fucking QB power in the second quarter.
QB sweep, and he got destroyed.
And we're sitting there, and Roz is a Brian Dable truther. Roz, fellow Jet fan, loves Ryan Dable, hates Robert Saleh. Fucking crazy, right? And he's like, oh, well, that's not Dable's fault. Those interceptions, those play calls, up, that's not Dable's fault. And then he calls the QB sweep and goes, that's Dable's fault. Dable, it's not. And let me tell you a couple observations. Let me know if you saw the same thing. I saw on 4 different occasions the Cowboys snapping the ball. Kayvon Thibodeau isn't paying attention. Kayvon Thibodeau sitting there. He's looking off to the sidelines. The ball snapped, and he's the last one off the ball. I'm like, oh, okay. The very next play, Cowboys snap the ball. Pre-snap, Isaiah Simmons looking off on the side. Last one to adjust anything on the ball. Ball comes right in front of his ass. Couldn't make a play. And that happened maybe 3 or 4 times tonight. And I'm just like, so not only is the Giants offense completely unprepared, their defense is also completely unprepared.
And, the offense, they all panicked, and he went straight pass. Like, we want Daniel Jones to throw the ball, right? When you make Daniel Jones play quarterback, that's what you want. You don't want them giving the ball to Saquon. Saquon, no, you sit on the sideline. Don't roll. He's going to be out there. Oh, no, let's keep passing.
Saquon's fumble, it was probably the most shocking thing that happened today.
No, good was that hit by Diggs on Saquon.
That was unbelievable. I'm sitting there, I was like, that's Alabama football. That's just some Alabama football right there, man. This game was a fucking shit show.
The Giants had an easy schedule last year. They only beat the teams that were better than them. They beat 1 team with a winning record. And 2 if you count the playoff. It was Minnesota. So one of them was Minnesota.
The last time we saw the Giants, they were getting their ass blasted by Philly. And everybody seemingly decided to remember, oh shit, Daniel Jones actually isn't good. The real Daniel Jones showed up.
Yeah.
The real Daniel Jones showed up today.
With that awful throw, what the fuck was he doing? That interception to Gilmore. Like, what the fuck was that? Throw the ball away.
All I know is all the people who are saying Daniel Jones got fixed by Daboll, I need a report from you guys. I'll give you a week.
He didn't.
I'll give you a week to give me a little book report on what Brian Daboll did for Daniel Jones. And then go ahead and refer back to every game that they lost last year to the good teams. And then the last 2 appearances in which you saw Daniel Jones. Because he's fucking bad. He was 15 for 20 and 142 interceptions. These Giants receivers still suck.
Waller.
You could chalk it up to the weather. Right? If we're gonna other teams had to play in the weather too.
Yeah.
Because the Bengals also were dog shit.
Dallas is a dome team. They should have that weather.
Darren Waller is the high man receiving 3 receptions for 36 yards. I saw Jalen Hyatt drop a couple balls today. I'm like, shit.
He dropped a couple.
Shit.
One was in the middle of the field. I think he was scared.
I spent all day pointing out all the former Jet greats on every team that played football today. It was a wonderful thing to do. It was hilarious. Shout out, the Titans had Trayvon Wesco and who the fuck else? Some other player. Cowboys, Chuma Udoga, former Jet great. Dolphins, Braxton Berrios. I was going through it, but yeah, these Giants receivers suck. If you're a Giants fan, you let last year kind of get in your way.
And guess what? You're currently in last place right now.
Currently in last place.
Everybody
And again,
else,
every Giant fan talk shit. Can't wait for October when you play us. Good luck.
that's going to be an L.
Because
A whole bunch of
again,
L's
the Giant,
So-
everything the Cowboys did, the Jets can also do. But we do it in waves. We don't have just the same D line out there. We will just, here's 4. We'll take that 4 out. Here's another 4. Here's 2 and 2 from that group. Here's this. They're going to be.
Dallas does. They rotate all the time. They only got 3 linebackers on the team.
Yeah.
That's their depth.
We only rotate our line. We rotate our defensive line.
Everything's defensive line, safeties.
We go 10 deep. We go 10 deep on the defensive line.
They only have 3 linebackers. When one of those linebackers gets hurt, they have no more linebackers.
So I look forward to Quinnen Williams thoroughly dominating your offensive line when we play in October.
Yeah, their tackles got fucking destroyed.
And they have one of the best left tackles in football. And he was getting killed.
It's one thing if it was fucking Michael Parsons, that's fine.
It was everyone.
Fowler, Lawrence.
Giants are in for a long season, man.
All those guys.
All I wanted to refer back to is that we did a previous interview with a producer at ESPN. Her name is Tatiana. She does main production for First Take and all that stuff. She's a Giants fan. And her and Mike laughed at me when I said the Jets were going to have a better year than the Giants. You guys just had the worst opening day loss in your franchise's history. I don't want to hear shit.
Do they not know, how? You have to explain to me, how did they get better? That's what you have to explain to me.
Added some weapons at receiver. You add Darren Waller. You didn't address your offensive line, which was the big problem all last year.
I can tell you how the Jets got better. They had Aaron Rodgers. You got another receiver here. You got this guy running. You had Dalvin Cook. You had fucking Bruce Hall coming back from injury. You had both rookies of the year.
Listen, and never mind. We're not going to get into it. I just know I can't wait for October. Now, my leisure day was wonderful. Not many Sundays I get to just relax and enjoy everybody else's misery on Sundays. I do now have a very stressful Monday.
Monday's coming.
Because Monday's coming, and I have the pressure of being the only New York team to potentially win in the 9/11 game. Because the Giants clearly couldn't take that home for New York tonight. So
No, they let that tower fall.
They let it fall, but hey, unlike 9/11, maybe a jet will save it.
Oh, wow.
9/11 jokes are bad.
About to see.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to, offenses tend to start a little slow. I'm hoping that's what we run into with Buffalo, because I know the Jets defense is already hot.
Yeah, sloppy play all the way.
Sloppy play all over the place. And I know the one thing the Jets defense is going to do, the Jets defense is going to fly and it's going to stand on its head. So if we can contain Josh Allen, and no team in football contained Josh Allen better than us last year. If we contain him, hit him here or there, make sure Diggs doesn't have a great game. The path is there. Dalvin Cook tends to own Buffalo as well. So who knows? Maybe we'll get some Garrett Wilson touchdowns. We love that. But I look forward to it, because that would be the end of our football week. And then we go into week 2, where
interesting matchups.
we have a Barretto Bowl week 2.
Yeah.
We have Cowboys Jets.
Do they do the New York sweep?
Who knows? What was the last time the Cowboys beat the Jets? It's been a while. It's been a little while.
Oh, it's only been 2 games.
It's been a while.
We don't face that often.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It's been a while.
Both were poorly coached 2 fucking games.
Don't worry. So were the Jets too. Gosh, there's Adam Gase and Todd Bowles. But don't worry. We went and got your daddy.
Did you see? Did you see what fucking Des Bryant said about Jason Garrett?
No, what
he was supposed about it was about Mike McCarthy.
No, what'd he say?
He said well, gotta find it. I thought I liked it. What the heck?
I
thought I retweeted.
I found a video that I'm going to show. I found a video I'm going to show right here. And
he's glad Jason Garrett's not the coach of the freaking Cowboys team because Mike McCarthy treats the freaking players like men. And knows what he's doing compared to you. So I tell everybody hates Jason Garrett. Something like that. I thought I freaking liked it.
Daniel Jones drops back the Cowboys defense. Fight back, man. Oh, that's the first thing I got when I opened Twitter. I love Twitter.
Okay, I think unless he took it down.
Probably did.
He probably he posted that shit. I liked it.
And here's a live look at me for the Giants game.
Look at all that Giants pack.
So,
see, he tweeted a lot of shit.
Jets fans, once the Sunday Night Football game goes final.
Yes. Turn, assholes. My turn, assholes.
There's nothing better than NFL being back.
It's my favorite time of the year.
Oh,
yeah, I took it down. I should take a picture.
I need this. I love this so much.
I'm so glad you're not the coach of this team.
Don't worry, every Cowboys player on the team is also happy he's not the coach of that fucking team.
I'm so happy. I wish he was still offensive coordinator of the Giants, though. Maybe he might have done a better job today.
Connor Hughes, who covers the New York Jets and the New York Giants. This is completely and totally unacceptable from Brian Daboll and the Giants. A lot of this falls on the head coach. New York Giants have been outplayed. Yes, they're overmatched, sure. But 40-0, you don't get there unless your team quits, and that falls on the coach.
They did.
Yikes.
It was only 9-0, and they were like, "Oh, abandon ship." Like, you didn't have to abandon. The freaking kicker missed the extra point. A 10-point swing, and you're ahead by 1 point.
I'm here for all this. The why is Daniel Jones still in the game? Unbelievable. Tyrod played 2 snaps.
I'm scared if Tyrod comes in. Tyrod puts more fear in me than Daniel Jones does. So imagine paying him $140 million.
The Titans got the Chargers next week, so Mike, I'm looking forward to you guys going 0-2. Raiders got the Bills. I'm looking forward to you guys go 1-1. Fuck you, we're beating the Cowboys because we have the Cowboys daddy.
Yeah.
My boss is a Cowboys fan as well, and he said something about Aaron Rodgers. I was like, why are you talking about your daddy like that? He's like, he was our daddy in Green Bay. I was like, if your dad moved to California, is he still your dad?
I like how you're all in on Aaron Rodgers. Your flip flop is coming. You hate Aaron Rodgers, and now you're falling in love. Oh my God!
I didn't know. So to be fair, I didn't buy this.
Fredo
bought me this for my birthday. I had no idea it was a Rodgers hoodie. I'm like, hey man, thanks, I appreciate it. I opened it up and I'm just like, what the fuck? What the fuck? I'm like, you piece of shit. But like, despite me not being an Aaron Rodgers guy, I do acknowledge that Aaron Rodgers does beat the Cowboys a lot. He does beat the Cowboys a lot.
A lot of that is, again, stupid coaching.
And if anybody knows a Mike McCarthy offense,
it's going to be. But we'll see. Parsons,
we'll see.
Your offensive line is a big problem. Remember that.
Our offensive line is better than Giants' offensive line, but it's still got questions.
Cowboys do.
Yes. But we'll see. We'll see. Before we go, I want to show you. I don't know if you saw this fucking guy during the game, the fan in between the two people with the ponchos. I want to show you this to see if you see what the fuck this guy's doing. So this fucking guy. I saw this. I'm like, what the fuck is that guy on? And then this dude says, this got to be Stephen A's sleep paralysis demon. So now and forever, I'm going to keep this picture because watching this live and seeing this, I'm like, who the fuck is that guy? And what drug is he on?
Oh, Stephen A. Don't tell me did he pick the Giants to win?
You know what? Probably did.
Shannon said they're gonna beat the brakes off y'all. So I told them they're gonna beat the brakes off y'all. Oh.
You know, Twitter's on a roll, so we're just gonna. The Giants Cowboys game was rough.
Hit him with the
Beats up the leg and get the bedpan, Steve. Oh, what a football's back.
Football's back, ladies and gentlemen. We have 25 more weeks of this.
We will be here every Sunday to recap NFL scores, highlights, talk about what the fuck happened. Glorious week 1 of football ends tomorrow. And then the best part about it is we'll be right back here next week.
Thursday starts another week.
So on behalf of the Speak On It boys, I am Dylan Bretto. I'm Podcast Poppy. I'm with the Sand Viper. Appreciate all of you guys for coming through. And with that being said, good night. Enjoy the rest of your week. We will see you where our normal show probably around Thursday and then back again next week. So hasta la vista.